Lunchbox is brought to you by Gulfstream Park.
Hold the Mayo. It's time for Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. Find out what's being served with Mike, Defo and Lubie, the only show that covers food, sports, and the proper maintenance of your car. And now, a man who had the distinction of having an entire health clinic named in his honor, Mike Mayo.
I want the flim flam sauce with the awesome fave, with shafafa on the side.
Hey, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. It's Friday. That means it's fun day at 10 Palms at Gulfstream Park. It is, well, I guess it's my favorite day of the week because the weekend's almost here. We are surrounded by food, friends, horses, and we got the professor, we got Lubie, and we've got Jeff Defo DeForest. How are you today, Defo man?
I'm good. Good to be with you guys. Always fun being out here at Gulfstream Park.
You seem particularly mellow today. Is everything okay in your world, or
All good. All good, my
all
friend.
good? Okay. Professor, how are you doing?
I am once like JD Vance to an IKEA store. I have returned, perhaps unwelcome, but
You know, this is
always good food.
Let's-
and a
let's
great
not-
time here at Gulfstream. I wish the chalk wouldn't win so often in the first couple races.
it can be
Kind of a plague
little bit-
around here on Fridays, but otherwise,
Do you believe in trends? Because the trend has definitely been Chalk City.
otherwise,
early
really,
on
who has a
Fridays.
better gig than this? You come out, there's great food every week, good drinks, good folks, and live racing. Like, why would
And-
anybody stay away?
We can't. I can't imagine anything better than this. And I am particularly overjoyed today. You know why? Because I got a pep in my step, and I got money in my account. Another insurance payment has landed.
Ah,
So when that happens,
the Mayo flood plan.
watch out.
Once
No,
again,
well,
paying off.
this was the auto insurance component of the flood plan.
Okay.
One that I'm not particularly overjoyed with because I lose a car that was fully paid off that only had 49,000 miles on it, and then I get 14,000 and change.
That's not a great deal.
Doesn't buy me a new car, but what it does is buy me time and some happiness, because again, the plan that I laid out last week is put 12 aside for the new vehicle, and now I have a $2,000 investment fund
Okay.
that I will
But
try.
you mean poker tournaments?
It will be poker and horses that I will try to turn into 10,000, so I could get to 22,000, and then I could get myself into a brand new vehicle relatively cheaply, maybe some small monthly payments.
Is there a car that you would want to be on the road in that they sell for $22,000 anymore?
No, but I could get one for 26, and if I have
Okay.
$4,000 worth of payments over
Yeah, it's
3
nothing.
years, that's not bad.
Like
Down a year.
I have been fortunate. I haven't had to purchase one in this time, but we talk about inflation stuff. I don't know that there's any market that has gotten more ridiculous with the post-COVID inflation than
The
automobiles.
cars,
Yeah.
okay. I haven't actually looked for a new car in more than 5 years, so I guess I'm in line for some sticker shock. But it's okay, because hope springs eternal, and I have a pile of cash with which to fuel my
There you go.
hopes. So we'll see what happens. Lubie, what's going on in your world today? You have
I am very excited as we end another week and start a weekend here at Gulfstream Park, 10 Palms. And looking forward to talking to Joe. I know they have a big thing going on this weekend that I am very frustrated that I won't be able to go to, but hopefully you two or you three gentlemen find your way back out here tomorrow, actually, because they have tacos and tequila.
tacos and tequila.
Right.
Ken, are you going to come, or are you going to sit it out?
I'm probably sitting this one out. I've got a thing around the house.
I do also have some other plans, so I'm going to be missing this one. And, I had a tequila incident when I was 16. So of all the liquors and spirits in the world, tequila is the
I
one.
feel like that's probably the number one that people get turned off to, but I would say it's one of those things. If you had a bad experience drinking cheap, foul tequila, I won't say the name brand, but it's the one everybody drinks, and it's awful.
Jose Cuervo.
Did you see there was an
Ruby said
explosion
it.
at that factory this week, and it killed like 4 workers? Did you see the video of that? It was
It's-
crazy. There was, I guess, some sort of vat full of flammable liquid alcohol that they use in the
They're
distilling
gold
process.
is what they call it. No, I'm teasing.
And then you also see that there was a drug kingpin picked up in the middle of the night last night. Besides El Chapo's son, I didn't even realize that one of the heads of the Sinaloa cartel has a nickname of El Mayo. Did you see that?
Oh, really?
Wait, that was real? I thought that was a joke.
No, I sent Sarni sent it to
I thought
me.
that was a joke thing.
I thought
didn't realize
I
was a
thought Sarni was doing a Mike Mayo joke.
No,
I legitimately did not know this.
I saw this come across in my emails of the breaking news headlines at 5 a.m. that I get sent, and it said El Mayo and El Chapo Jr. picked up. So
Is it just me, or does the Sinaloa cartel switch off their head guy like every 2 weeks? It seems like there's like 19 head dudes of the Sinaloa.
kind of like the head of the Democratic ticket, right?
Yeah, there you
Have
go.
swaps
There you
every
go.
couple of
That's
weeks.
a good point. I guess that makes Kamala Chapo Jr.
I don't know. I don't know who El Mayo is, but I didn't know that I had a doppelganger that was a international drug lord. Defo, you are not drinking tequila today. You're not drinking your usual Chardonnay. What do you got in that glass?
I went for a little sangria, and I got turned on to this with my visit to Cafe Seville.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
Summertime. I'm not a red wine guy, as you know, but the red wine sangria there was fantastic. And I would have to say Joe Beja has done a nice job. This isn't really on the menu. And what is nice, you always have this conversation, Mayo Man, about, well, the restaurant should accommodate. How about when I suggested, hey, do you have a sangria? The guy said, for you, we have one.
Nice.
And they did a very nice job with this.
I love
Very
it
nice
when,
job.
again,
Very
people,
good in the summertime.
people should be in the
Very
yes
good.
business.
Yeah.
And, there's a way to concoct a sangria. You use kind of a Spanish red wine. You juice it up with some fruits and some other.
Great job at Seville.
yeah.
I mean, Seville is
Joey has a
fantastic.
tremendous sangria.
it's
And
great.
I am not usually like a sweet wine fan,
Me either, yeah.
but you're right. When summertime hits,
Yep.
and you get that fruit floating around in it. I like when they cut it up and you got the little
Yeah, I like
apples.
chunks
You got to have a
Absolutely.
lot of chunks in there. That's
Yep.
part of the thing.
But you are correct that when the weather gets sultry like this, there is no finer refreshment than a nice glass of sangria. So I'm glad to see you switching it up because, sometimes we
That's cool.
become creatures of habit. We've got our salads. We
I
got
love
our
it. They did it.
sushi rolls. Ken loves his charcuterie board.
So wait, is that your top go-to for summertime drink? Is the sangria?
No, I say I do a lot of vodka and sodas and gin and tonics.
Okay.
Gin and tonic,
Gin and
G&T
tonic
is
is an
a
excellent
really
summer
good
yeah.
summer drink that I've gotten back into good graces with gin. Gin, I didn't have as extreme an incident as
Again,
with
it's
the
another
tequila.
one. If you
With the really rock gut.
yeah,
What was
if you
the,
drink the
bad
bumpy,
stuff?
not
the
bumpy.
Tanqueray I used to like. I think that's a
No,
decent
the
gin.
bumpy is the Seagram's bottle, so called because the bottle has little pebbly bumps all
Okay.
over it, and it is
It's ribbed for
it-
our
it-
protection,
not for your protection. It ribbed
Our
for
pleasure.
your warning.
for our displeasure.
It's like they say in nature, things that look odd, they look that way, so you're warned about them. The Seagram's bumpy bottle, definitely in that spirit.
All good. Hey, so I went last night to dinner, and I want to give like a 5-second capsule review, but then tell a good degenerate story. Went out to dinner with Phil, our friend Phil Morrow, who is the co-founder and director of the Visit Lauderdale Food and Wine Festival, and we went to this new place on the beach, which I was prepared to hate because of the name. It's this pretentious name, Maas, Maass, which
What
I
does
don't
that
know
even
what
mean?
the heck that stands for.
MASS.
Maas. It's a very upscale restaurant that's located in the new Four Seasons Hotel along Fort Lauderdale Beach. And it's on the downstairs, beautiful build out with these big picture windows right overlooking the beach. They have also some sidewalk, like outdoor seating on a patio overlooking the beach. But it's been open since December. And it's a chef from the DC area. His name is Ryan Rettino, who has several Michelin-starred restaurants in DC. And Four Seasons hired him to bring his concepts and recipes down here. And it's one of these places where they have this chef's counter, an open kitchen, and hearth. They call it open flame. A lot of their dishes use, grilled items. But me and Phil, we did the at the chef's counter experiences, which is one of those tasting menus,
Right.
which, sometimes you think it's a ripoff, but this is wonderful.
White Persian omakase.
Yeah, exactly.
And all right, here's my 5-second review. It's a worthy addition to the Fort Lauderdale luxury dining scene.
Okay.
It's really good. Again, and the tasting menu was $195 per person.
That's not bad. I mean, it's not
And-
great, but it's
And
not,
I didn't
that's
leave
not
hungry.
terrible.
I mean, it was like 8 courses, and they have all these little amuse-bouche, they
Mhm.
call them, those little appetizers. That was very interesting. They had, a couple of fish and seafood courses. Then they got into the heavy hitters. They had a lamb prime rib, they called it, which I've never had. A very tender piece of, I believe it was Colorado lamb with an excellent sauce. It was called I think it was called like a voulevant, which is, I never heard of this sauce. It was like a brown concentrated sauce, and it's actually a French version of a curry. It has, but it uses some masala spice, which is an Indian spice, but then it's also blended with onions and garlic. Very good. But nobody wants to hear about all that.
Well, actually, I do. Like, so what was the highlight? What was the single most?
Okay, I'm going to tell you the highlight, which is when, before me and Phil kind of got into the meal, a guy who works there with a white jacket, kind of one of these white tuxes, comes up to me and he looks at me, and I'm expecting like, oh, are you Mike Mayo, the food guy?
Oh, okay.
No, he comes up to me and goes, do you play poker? and
you got noticed as a celebrity poker player, and that was your highlight?
No, there's more.
Wait.
He comes up to me and he goes, do you play poker? And I said, yeah, I play sometimes. He goes, at the Hard Rock? I was like, yeah. He goes, I think, I played with you a couple of weeks ago. Heidel. I was like, Heidel? And then I placed him. This is the story I told a couple of weeks ago that really frosted my ass when we got down to 3-way in a tournament, and I wanted a chop because we had all the even amount of chips. Heidel was the one guy who said, no, I want to keep playing until the end, and I want to win the title. And I was waiting to trap him, and basically he looks at me last night. He goes, oh, yeah, didn't I got you where you had a pair? I said, no. I said, I had ace queen. He goes, oh, that's right. You had me dominated. I had ace 9, and he hit the 9 on the river. And what are the odds that the guy who screwed me in a poker tournament, cost me $1,000 by that suck out with hitting his 9 on the last card on the river, is the one who's actually working there? And Phil heard this story, and he turns to me and goes, you got to tell Defo that you are now the biggest degenerate on the show, because when you get recognized at a fancy restaurant and it's
for your poker
thing. All right,
I don't know. I think you got a lot of ways to go to take that title in this show, to be really honest.
That's probably true. But anyway, the kicker to the story is we get up to the dessert portion of the meal, which is a nice little array of all kinds of things, pastries, and a little ice cream dish. And then Heidel comes over with 2 of these espresso martinis that they have there in this very, very intricate looking glassware with it. It was a nice presentation, but he puts those espresso martinis down. He goes, this is for the 9 on the river. So,
But were they good?
They were excellent. Okay. I mean, everything there was excellent. I give it a...
Not a fan of the espresso martini.
I usually don't drink them. Phil does. He said it was very good. And again, the guy screwed me out of $1,000, and I got 2 $25 espresso martinis out of the deal.
There you go. Why not?
Pretty bad trade-off, but I do recommend Moss for special occasions. They do have an a la carte menu that's not as pricey as the what do they call it? The tasting menu. Degustos. What are they? That fancy French word for tasting.
Like I said, white people omakase.
Degustation. And it seemed like a lot of people were ordering on the regular menu. They have a bucatini with black truffle dish.
Oh, that's nice.
Kind of like a cacio e pepe with black truffles on it. I saw the kitchen sending a lot of those out. And I added on the winter black truffles from Australia because it is winter in Australia now. So, and Phil was a cheap date, so he did not get the truffle edition, which was $45, and they shave all these truffles on 2 of the courses. And I posted a picture on it as a spoof on Let's Eat this morning. I don't know if anybody saw it, where I pretended to be one of those outraged Let's Eat people and saying, I can't believe it. There was fungus all over my main course at a fancy. That's it.
But people get outraged over that on your website?
I was trying to fool them, and then some people got it that it was actually truffles, and it was good. I don't know. Every place now they do these supplements. Where you get you could get Wagyu beef instead of the regular beef.
It's the whole point of a tasting menu is the upsell.
Yeah. well, I bit on some of it, not all of it. We didn't do the wine pairings because that really kills you. Just got a couple of cocktails and a glass of wine. But anyway, Moss is there at the Four Seasons Hotel. They have a very a nice, powerful combo because upstairs they have that place called Evelyn's, spelled Evelyn's.
That's what I thought. I
Right.
thought that was a nice place.
And then downstairs they have Moss. And if you could get over the
Named after former Kansas City Chiefs center Bill Moss.
Yeah, exactly.
MAASS. I don't know if it stands for something, but
That's a weird
again,
name.
I would go check it out for the occasion place, or if somebody else is paying.
Yeah.
That
Okay.
would be. I say it is Michelin star worthy. Probably, it's definitely one of the better food experiences in town.
Where do you
So,
compare it to Evelyn's? Because I know you really like Evelyn's.
I love Evelyn's, and I like Evelyn's because it has kind of the Middle Eastern Lebanese
Okay.
spices and dishes.
So it's very different.
And I really like the head chef, that Brandon Solomon is a very talented young up and comer. I'd put him on even footing if you
Okay.
want more of the kind of like frou-frou, intricate
Decadent.
sauces. Then I think
Fresh
Moss,
shaved truffle,
you know,
truffles.
I think Moss would be
Special
special
K, how
case
you
here.
doing?
Always good to have
Hey,
more
what's up,
people
kid?
in the hizzle. So anyway, that is your capsule review of the day.
Sounds like it was pretty good.
Yeah, and man, I'm still bitter about the guy not chopping it up. Would have gotten like $2,000 each. Instead, I had to settle for 900 and change
Yeah,
because he hits his freaking 9 on the river, and he goes off, and he ends up taking home almost $3,000 that day. And but I'm not bitter, and Heidel.
yeah,
and
you
now-
You
don't,
sound a little bitter.
you don't sound like it at all.
And here's an interesting one, but you know, Heidel is a German name. He's from Puerto Rico.
So why is he called Heidel?
I don't know. I don't even
But
want
it's
to
not,
ask that
it's not a
story.
last name or
Might be a
anything,
Boys in Brazil type.
I was about to
backstory.
say,
but-
you know what my theory is going to be.
Yeah, but you know, you and the Germans from the past. But we'll let that be. All right, let's take our first break. And good news for everybody out there: Tropical Acres back open, back in business
Nice.
as of today. They are done with their annual maintenance, and they are ready to serve, starting with happy hour in the bar, 4:30 today. I might go right from here to there and
That's
celebrate their reopening with a great half-price Belvedere martini for $8. You can't beat that deal.
Nice.
With light bites reasonably priced in the bar. Then, of course, you get your Twin Lobster Special, $39, including salad inside. You get the regular tremendous mainstay dishes like the prime rib, which can't be beat, the filet mignon, some of the other seafood dishes, rack of lamb. I love Tropical Acres. You will too. Been there for 75 years. That's older than Defo. And it is outstanding. The Studiali family are masters of hospitality. 2500 Griffin Road in Old Fort Lauderdale, just west of 95. Also Dania Beach. It's now annexed in
Yeah,
Dania
I would
Beach.
definitely say.
Dania
It's like
Beach.
Dania.
Again, they're open every day but Sunday. They also have a butcher shop if you want to go in there and pick up some great steaks and filet mignons to throw on the grill at home. That's from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. every day except Sunday. Dining room opens at 4:30 every day except Sunday. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. All right. We'll take our first
And we
break.
will have a contest, right? Because you haven't
Yeah, I
teased
have
that at all. I haven't
Yeah,
brought that
we
up at
got
all.
a contest.
And
It's a
we'll have some
Friday.
Joe Beja fun as well.
We'll be back with more on the Lunchbox after these words. Best restaurants in South Florida? Casa D'Angelo is always at the top of my list. First-class dining, top-flight service, elegant atmosphere, and chef-founder Angelo Ilia is legendary. The flagship in Fort Lauderdale has been serving the finest Italian cuisine since 1997, with other locations in Boca Raton and Aventura. As Angelo himself says, they have an unwavering commitment to unparalleled quality with meticulous attention to details. It's so good, with house-made pastas, pristine seafood, unique meats like elk chops and bison, and seasonal specialties including fragrant fresh truffles from Italy. All locations open 7 days for dinner. Reservations recommended. For a special occasion or any occasion, Casa D'Angelo. Tell them Mike Mayo sent you. If you're looking for an exquisite sushi experience, Kaizen Sushi Bar and Grill in Fort Lauderdale is the place to go. 5640 North Federal Highway, just north of Commercial Boulevard. Chef owner Hui Lam, he's a sushi savant, slicing and serving pristine fish and seafood flown in directly from Japan and around the world. Nigiri, sashimi, special rolls, and omakase dinners. He's ruined me from going anywhere else. It's that good. Open 7 days for dinner and also for lunch. Even if you're not a sushi fan, they have great cooked options, including steaks, chops, rice and noodles, and other Japanese dishes. It's fantastic. For reservations and information, go to kaizenflorida.com. Tell them Mike Mayo and the Lunchbox sent you. Delicious Mexican food with innovative twists. Margaritas with a medley of tongue-tingling flavors. I'm talking about Taco Craft, Taqueria, and Tequila Bar. The place to go on Taco Tuesday and every day. It's located at 510 North Federal and Highway in Fort Lauderdale, and also in Lauderdale by the Sea at Plantation Walk, and soon in Coral Springs. Taco Craft has specials every day, including bottomless drinks for a Sunday brunch, and Taco Tuesdays with their $4 premium tacos, including their new birria tacos with bone marrow broth. Oh, it's so good. They've even made a taco lover out of me, and they've got so much more, including fajitas, that open-faced smashed cheeseburger tortilla that's new, and a guacamole sample that's an explosion of flavors. The kitchen is open late. There's delivery and takeout. For more information, go to tacocraft.com. Tell them Mike Mayo, the Lunchbox, sent you. Mike, where should I go out to eat? I got guests coming from out of town. Where should we go? Cafe Seville. That's the answer. 2768 East Oakland Park Boulevard. It's a Fort Lauderdale perennial, serving the finest in Spanish and continental cuisine in a cozy, friendly, comfortable setting. Joey Esposito and Sally, his better half, they've been running the place for a long time. It's been open since the 1980s. They got great Spanish classics like paella, shrimp with garlic sauce, and all kinds of great seafood dishes. The stuffed veal chop, oh, that's my favorite. Go to Cafe Seville. It's open every day but Sunday at 5 p.m. for dinner. Tell them that the Lunchbox Mayo and Defo sent you. Do you like burgers? Do you like wings? Do you like late night food and sports on big screen TVs and cold beer and friendly vibe and great people? Then you want to check out Shenanigans, 1300 South Federal Highway in Dania Beach. Go to Shenanigans, you get yourself all the good stuff, the fresh fish every day, the black and grilled wings, and of course the kitchens are open late. Go there, tell them that the Lunchbox Mayo and Defo sent you. All right, we're back on the Lunchbox. We're at 10 Palms at Gulfstream. I'm enjoying my Greek salad, and I got a little shrimp cocktail on the side. And the shrimp cocktail, the new chef here, Jason, has put some new touches on some of the dishes. Shrimp cocktail is now served besides the horseradish cocktail sauce with a garlic aioli,
Nice.
and it's really wonderful.
interesting.
It's light and whipped, and I kind of like dipping shrimp in garlic aioli. It's a kind of a new kind of thing. So kudos to him. We got the usual sushi rolls, and Defo's enjoying his sangria. We got Special K off to the side, our special guest, our friend from the FAU environs.
It's like giving us all the inside dope on FAU. Very
FAU.
optimistic about
Okay.
their football team this year.
Can this be parlayed into some of my investment vehicles?
Possibly.
He seemed
It'll be more
very
long-term,
solid
though.
on the
It'll be
over the
long-term.
6.5
I'm-
for the football team.
I'm looking
So,
for quick returns, like day
You can-
trading.
They'll probably be getting interesting odds versus Michigan State, which they had. did have
Actually,
a
that
struggle
line
in
was
there.
lower than I thought.
Oh,
I
really?
think it's under 2 touchdowns.
Because
Anyway.
Michigan State
I wanna
wasn't
say
great
12,
last year,
maybe?
but
11.
the guy from Oregon State's your coach now, right?
Who?
The former
Michigan State. Yeah.
So they may be better.
All
He
right.
was good. He was good at Oregon. What John? What is
I mean, other
Sweet-
than his phone sex habit, the last coach Turner was an excellent
but he
coach. It
fell
wasn't
off
like they
that
were a
way.
bad football team.
I mean, they fell off the last couple of years.
What is it with football coaches? They got phone sex habits. They
Well,
got
they have a
foot
lot of
fetishes.
power.
They got
That's the whole thing.
cocaine and hookers in Vegas. That was that. But anyway, forget that. We're
That
going
was the Dolphins' offensive line.
Yeah.
Yes.
from one doping to another. It is Olympics mania right
There
now
you
as
go.
we speak. Apparently, the opening ceremonies are going on live because it's 6 hours ahead in Paris.
Yeah.
And all the teams are going up, floating up the River Seine in Paris. And Sarni is doing literally.
Azerbaijan soon to enter the stadium.
Sarni is literally doing like gymnastics. He's doing cartwheels.
Oh, is
and
he into the
the
opening
Florex.
ceremonies?
He's into everything. And I told him, I've encouraged him now to go full Sarni. I said,
Full circle.
during the next few weeks, feel free to send any kind of Olympics updates and notes to me during the show. And we're going to have a new segment called Sarni's Olympic Insanity.
Sarni's gone wild.
And he already hit me with a couple of notes, and that is that there are 206 nations marching in these games.
Okay.
And do you know who the 205th, the penultimate team marching in is?
Zambia.
USA,
because we're
because
you,
the
US.
tradition in the Olympic Games, I don't know if Defo knows this, is
Oh, the home.
the host
Home
country
is
goes
last,
last,
but he said
Yeah.
penultimate.
but the penultimate, next to last team, is
the
the
next.
country to host the
Yeah,
summer
we have
that
the
part I
games.
didn't know. I knew about the host country going last. I didn't
This
know.
is why we like
Where's
Sarni's
the next
Olympic
summer?
insanity. We get these golden nuggets that you will find
And now that I
nowhere
think
else.
about it, Zimbabwe. Would
Where
come
is the
after
next summer?
Zambia anyway.
Where in
In
LA?
America.
LA's
all
getting it
over.
again.
It's going to be one of those.
'Cause I know
I
we
think-
have that for the World Cup. I didn't know we had that for the Olympics.
All right, the World Cup is a multi-city
It's North
affair.
America. It's
The
Mexico, America,
Olympics,
Canada.
I believe, is LA, but they are playing some of the events for some reason, like in Oklahoma City,
Okay.
which
Really?
I don't know why.
Rodeo going to be part of the next one.
Maybe Sarni, if he's watching live, he's probably got hopefully 2 screens watching all the teams go floating up the river, and maybe watching us and can tell me why some of the events are going to be somewhere in the Midwest.
Yeah,
I don't know
that's
if it's Oklahoma or Nebraska,
That's
but we'll see. Anybody looking forward to the Olympics or give a rat's ass?
I used to. I don't know what's different now.
Nope.
Track and field used to be such a big deal. I used to love Michael Johnson, and then you had the controversy Donovan Bailey and all that other stuff, and then the basketball was always fun when they introduced the pros. But I don't know. It doesn't have the same pizzazz to me that it used to years ago.
I was telling Defo this morning, it's because it's not as fun to hate the countries where like track and field, we had the Germans and the Russians. It's not fun to hate Jamaica. It's Jamaica. Like, how do you not swimming? It used to be the East Germans with their steroid-laden women who look like Schwarzenegger. Now it's the Australians. Who hates Australia? It's like Crocodile Dundee and supermodels. That's all that's
The
in
national
Australia.
hatred's not there.
Yeah.
So it's like
Well,
I don't have those Eastern Bloc rivals to despise anymore. It's all countries that are nice countries.
So I happen to love sports like track and field. Like my whole view of the Olympics is this: anything that comes down to decimal points and judges is ridiculous.
Yeah,
but
it
anything
sucks.
that comes down to decimal points on a objective measure, like a stopwatch, anything where you have an actual result based on a scoreboard or time is good. So I love things like track and field, and I get into the basketball and the hockey because it's clearly defined.
Okay, do
but
you mean field hockey or do you mean like
One in
Winter
the
Olympics
winter, I
hockey.
guess he means hockey.
any kind of hockey where you can measure it with a scoreboard.
Okay.
So yeah,
So you
field
watch
hockey is
field
okay
hockey?
with me. I do love when you got Pakistan going against India is like World War III. I think those are the 2 big field hockey powerhouses. I once covered one of those games at the Australian Olympics. Let me give you my biggest career Olympic highlight because I covered 2 summer games and 2 winter games, and the summer
Nice.
games were in Atlanta in '96 and 2000 in Sydney, Australia.
Oh wow.
I was assigned as part of the whole Tribune Company team coverage
Okay.
I covered the inaugural edition of beach volleyball
Oh wow.
at
Okay.
some
That's
little
fun though.
shithole sandbox that built on the outskirts of Atlanta that I don't
Karch
even.
Karai still around?
I was gonna
then?
say if you're covering,
St. John
it should have
Smith?
been St. John Smith and Karai should have been involved, and then
So,
the women
It
probably
was.
decent at that.
I
one,
was
too.
more interested in the women's matches because let me tell you something. Even though the venue was like in the middle of nowhere, but they imported and trucked in all this, genuine sand from the beach, and they would dive around in their bikinis, and sometimes you would see, the ultimate in wedgies, and and when you would see every match, the stuff that didn't make TV sometimes was
Well,
not
like half
safe for
naked,
TV,
yeah, exactly.
and then they would have to pull out the little bikini bottom and all the sand. I mean, it was.
So basically, your ultimate Olympic moment is you being a pervert.
It was like Sarni's dream.
It would have been Sarni's dream, and
Oh, and Sarni did say, by the way, and that's why I made that joke because he's watching. The reason it's Oklahoma City is we know Tony Segredo's favorite sports. They have great women's softball facilities,
oh, okay.
which actually does make sense. It's like Oklahoma has been like freaking insane when it comes to
Everybody
softball,
knows
so-
it's the softball capital of the world.
I don't know. I know their team is looks like it's freaking football players half the time. The Oklahoma softball team's amazing. So that's why.
Thank you, Sarni. What
Can always count on Sarni.
are they even marching or rowing, or I don't know what you would call this parade of nations? Are they up to that, Sarni? And which country are they
No,
up
is
to?
it?
Send me any nuggets you have because
Okay.
Obviously we're just enthralled
We're
with
so
Olympics
Olympic heavy.
mania today.
So anyways,
All
we
right,
have a
contest
contest
time. Yes, we do.
All right, let's go.
And I didn't hear from Joe Beja today. I hope he's on the
I
way.
saw him,
Okay, good.
so I'll shoot him a text and see.
That's all good. I'm sure he's going to be here very soon. But it's time for everybody's favorite part of the week, the Lunchbox 10 Palms Sunday Brunch Contest. And
Do
boy,
we have a theme this week?
yes, of course. We always have a theme. Sunday, July 28th, as a lot of South Floridians should know, is Peruvian Independence Day. So we're going to go a little bit Peruvian.
What? What did you pull that out of your ass?
It's
Peruvian Independence Day. Is that Sarni? What would make you
How,
think of
why would a
Peruvian
lot of
Independence
South
Day?
Floridians
I'm
know
not
that?
against Peruvian.
I don't know if you know this, Ken, but there's a lot of South Americans in
There are, but
Florida.
I
I
do, but I don't.
And the way
Many
that
Peruvians.
we know that, July 4th
It's
is
like
American Independence Day. A lot of people know that July 28th is Peruvian Independence. It gives
I,
me an
I,
excuse.
I'm going to disagree with you there and say that most South Americans, non-Peruvian, probably don't know what Peruvian
Okay.
Independence
Do you know when Canada
Nope.
Day is?
Nope.
No.
proudly so.
Do you know when Mexican Independence Day
No.
is?
Was it
September
Cinco de
26th.
Mayo?
No, that was just the Battle of
I know they
Puebla.
hate that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's September 26th is Mexican Independence
Well, I
Day.
pretend it's Cinco de Mayo.
I could be
Okay,
making
so in
that up.
honor of Peruvian Independence Day,
Okay, let's get to it.
what do we have with that?
All right, and we're mixing it up. This is we're going to be actually the restaurant will be in the Peruvian theme, and then you're going to send the answer to the restaurant questions along with your horse selection for this week's Gulfstream contest race, which is race number 9 on tomorrow's card.
Okay.
Numbers 1 through 10, and the tiebreaker. We're going away from Saratoga because they have 2 stakes races that are just small 6-horse fields with prohibitive favorites.
Okay.
So we're going to the Olympic Games in Paris. With the tiebreaker is going to be USA versus Serbia men's basketball on Sunday. So we're going to get the Saturday's 9th race at Gulfstream is a allowance optional claimer, a mile on the turf, numbers 1 through 10, post time 5:09 p.m. So again, a number from 1 through 10 for the 9th race at Gulfstream on tomorrow's card, and then send me the winning team and the winning margin in Sunday's USA Serbia men's basketball games.
Okay, yeah.
For example, Serbia by 22 points. Because the way the U.S. team
it's
plays,
going, yeah, you never know.
who knows?
I mean, they'll win.
Embiid
but-
gets really fired up to play Jokic. I could actually see him.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't know why he doesn't care about
futzed around
literally
every other
anybody
day, yeah.
else, including the Celtics, are supposed to be his rival, but he gets way up to play against Jokic.
There you go. All right. So winning team and the margin. My real pick is USA by 18 points.
yeah. But
All right. If multiple entrants have all 3 elements right, there'll be a tiebreaker drawing on the Monday lunchbox to win the Sunday brunch for 2 right here at 10 Palms. We had a great time last Sunday with our seasonal brunch bash, and you get a buffet, 1 mimosa, tax and tip for 2 included. And for this week's restaurant, here we go. Peruvian Independence Day. Number 1. You don't have to be an opera fan shouting a cry of joy to enjoy this family-run Peruvian restaurant that has locations in Wilton Manors and Coral Springs.
Okay.
It's number 1. You don't have to be an opera fan shouting cries of joy.
Okay, yeah.
Number 2, the Coral Springs location has been featured previously on a Visit Lauderdale edition of the Lunchbox, where we enjoyed an array of delicious Peruvian dishes, including ceviche, lomo saltado, seco de res, and washed down, of course, with a pisco sour.
Yep.
Do you like Peruvian food there, Ken?
I do.
Yeah. Do you like pisco sours?
I don't like them as much as I used to, but I yes, they're not. If you're trying to avoid the calories and sugar, they're not.
Yeah, it has
they're
sugar.
necessarily
It's like
great
a
cocktail.
It's not a rum drink, but it's kind of a close cousin
Yeah, they're
and
nice.
kind of a sugary drink. It's like one of those things where you have one and
It's
it's
like
a
a-
nice.
Like a margarita mixed with what's the gin drink with the egg?
Oh, I know
The
what
New
you're
Orleans
talking about.
drink, and now I can't remember.
Sazerac?
No,
It's another
uh,
one, but I can't remember. It's eggy gin.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll look that one up on the
Yeah, this place
next
is great.
break. All right, number 3, a bygone Italian restaurant in Fort Lauderdale also had a similar name, one that Pavarotti and the 3 Tenors would be pleased to hear after a performance. Good luck and happy weekend. There you go. I think those
Ramos Gin Fizz was what I was thinking.
Gin
with,
Fizz,
Yes,
oh.
the Ramos Gin Fizz.
Ramos
with the,
Gin Fizz.
the egg white.
Nice.
Like a mix between that and a margarita.
I like the frothy egg white that they do at our friends at Bash, New Southern
Yeah,
Kitchen and
yeah,
Tap.
yeah.
How's that for a segue?
Good job.
They have their, of course, the house-made whiskeys, including their pecan-infused whiskey that they then put in one of those coupe champagne glasses, and they put a little bit of that froth on top. I don't know if it's an egg white. I think it is an egg white foam. But you can find great cocktails like that along with beautiful Southern cuisine at Batch New Southern Kitchen and Tap, 525 North Federal Highway in Fort Lauderdale. Our friends Kevin and Brandon will take great care of you. The weekend brunch is calling your name. They do a tremendous job. They have unlimited beverage options that you could add on to the brunch service, and the brunch service has great eggs Benedict with some spiced shrimp. They have chicken and waffles, and then they have things on the regular menu for lunch and dinner, things like the new summer editions, the blackened redfish with the corn succotash.
That sounds good.
It's a beautiful,
That's great.
beautiful dish,
That's
and a
really
grit
good.
cake instead of chopped up grits or puree
Also,
grits.
yeah.
A grit cake, kind of like a polenta cake. And then they have things also like the, the jambalaya. That's excellent. Shrimp and grits, et cetera, et cetera.
Those
They
tater
have
tots.
tater
the tater
tots.
tot appetizers.
They
Fantastic.
have some very good stuff. Whiskey Wednesdays are
Yes.
a thing. Every Wednesday evening, they have some sort of whiskey education class along with a whiskey special with a charitable component where if you buy a full bottle, a portion of the proceeds go to charity. We love Batch. They have the free parking in the garage right
Look
next
closely
door.
when you're driving right by the entrance, just to the west. Look closely because the sign is
Right.
easy to miss.
Right
Trust me.
Right in that apartment complex parking
Right across the
garage.
street.
The levels that have the signs for the retail restaurant complex.
Yep.
4 hours of complimentary parking
There you go.
makes it an easy time to enjoy all the good stuff at Batch. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you.
All righty. When we come back, more of Mike Mayo's Lunchbox here at Gulfstream Park's 10 Palms. Hopefully, Joe Beja will join us, and we'll talk more about what's going on here at 10 Palms and in the food world after this here from Gulfstream Park on Mike Mayo's Lunchbox.
Mike, where should I go out to eat? I got guests coming from out of town. Where should we go? Cafe Seville. That's the answer. 2768 East Oakland Park Boulevard. It's a Fort Lauderdale perennial, serving the finest in Spanish and continental cuisine in a cozy, friendly, comfortable setting. Joey Esposito and Sally, his better half, they've been running the place for a long time. It's been open since the 1980s. They got great Spanish classics like paella, shrimp with garlic sauce, and all kinds of great seafood dishes. The stuffed veal chop, that's my favorite. Go to Cafe Seville. It's open every day but Sunday at 5 p.m. for dinner. Tell them that the Lunchbox Mayo and Defo sent you. Do you like burgers? Gilbert's 17th Street Grill. You know me. I love family-run places with quality food at fair prices, served with passion and pride. And that's why I love Gilbert's. For more than a decade, Lenore, Beth, and Richie Gilbert have been serving up the best burgers, wings, ribs, salads, and desserts. It's a fast casual spot. Everything prepared fresh to order from an immaculate open kitchen. They're at 1821 Cordova Road in Fort Lauderdale in the Cordova Shops just south of 17th Street. Open every day but Sunday. One of my favorite burgers in South Florida. Big, round, juicy pucks of 100% Angus beef, char grilled to perfection. And don't miss the sweet potato fries on the side. They're legendary. Go to Gilbert's, feast, and be happy. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. When I'm looking for some wicked good food for a wicked good lunch, there's only one place to go. That's Wicked Cheesesteaks in Fort Lauderdale. It's at 4824 North Federal Highway, just south of Commercial Boulevard and across from Holy Cross Hospital. My friend Brian there, he will hook you up with some really tasty treats. They've got cheesesteaks just like the best you can find in Philly, along with lobster rolls, because that's where he's from, Maine originally. And they have wings and pizza and everything you want to have a really good time. Wicked Cheesesteaks, they're open every day but Tuesday. Check them out online, wickedcheesesteaks.com. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. If you're looking for a great place for steaks, seafood, and more, go to Tropical Acres Steakhouse and Butcher Shop. It's at 2500 Griffin Road in Dania, just west of I-95 in the airport. They've been there a long time, since 1949. That means they're doing something right. You'll get old school hospitality from the Studiali family, along with great value, for tremendous service. Of course, you could also go into the bar for happy hour every day, 4 to 6, and they have great value all night long. Also, a butcher shop that's open every day from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. except Sunday. The dining room is open every day at 4:30 except Sunday. Go to Tropical Acres. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. Prezzo Italian Restaurants. 2 locations, Boca Raton at Park Place on Military Trail and Palm Beach Gardens in the PGA Commons on PGA Boulevard. contemporary Italian cuisine with house-made pastas, wood-fired pizzas, salads, veal, chicken, and of course their famous focaccia bread with oven-roasted garlic bulbs. In Garlic We Trust is their slogan, and you can trust Prezzo for a great experience with gracious service and tremendous value. Open 7 days, featuring brunch, lunch, dinner, and happy hour. Great wine deals and full bar at both locations. For reservations and more information, go to eatprezzo.com.
We're back on the Lunchbox, and they got some good tunes cranking up here at 10 Palms at Gulfstream. The Who, My Generation.
We're talking about
About My
tunes.
Generation. Yeah.
You know, a band that's very well known.
Thank you very much, my man.
That
We're talking
crosses
about
over to an event we're throwing that we've gotten. Even though you're neurotic and stressed me out, we've gotten really good news about this event, and I'm really excited for it in a couple weeks.
Yeah, tickets are selling, and again, Pearl Jam by the Sea, and with our friends at Even Keel Fish Shack.
I feel
and
like you're
what are-
so baiting a lawsuit. Lubie's like the band, and you
we
immediately with
figured
Well, that's
we
what
would
it's called.
we would
called.
we would enjoy some of the publicity if we got a cease and desist letter from Eddie
They didn't
Vedder and
pay
Company.
attention that much.
I mean, they sued Ticketmaster, man. They ain't afraid to come after you.
It's all right. We'll quickly cave. We'll
We'll
change
just-
the
yeah,
name
we'll
in a
just listen to
heartbeat.
them,
We
yeah.
just want that letter, and then to be able to go to the press and say, "Look at this,
Got
our
it.
event ticked off Pearl Jam." But Pearl Jam by the Sea, we're going to be. It's a celebration of summer at Even Keel, and what a great time we had with Brad yesterday.
Yeah, that was
What was your
great.
favorite dish from yesterday's?
Oh, we love the fish and chips, but I like when Brad does different things, and the gazpacho was really
Gazpacho.
cool.
It hit the spot for me. Summertime, a cold soup
Yeah.
that had the shavings of fresh cracked conch and a little bit of tomato base along with some cucumbers. It again, the way that sangria should be the official drink of summertime, gazpacho is definitely one of the official
dishes,
soup for
yep,
summertime
yep.
because it's cold. But Even Keel Fish Shack is where it's going to take place. Celebration of oysters on the half shell, all you can eat, unlimited amounts of sparkling wine, a Bellini bar, along with live music that it will be playing some of your favorite Pearl Jam tunes. And it's all yours for a low price. Just go online to oysterpearljam.eventbrite.com and you could get all the ticket info. Almost all of the VIP seats at the bar are sold out, but I have been told there are 2 additional ones that have been released.
Nice.
So if you're a couple that wants to get the special VIP treatment, which is a seat at the bar with nice covered awning and misters, and you get also a split of Tattinger champagne, that's good stuff from France, and a entree from the Even Keel brunch lunch menu. That's included in the VIP package. The regular package is unlimited oysters and sparkling wine all afternoon. Saturday, August 10th. Circle the date on your calendar from 1 to
Saturday.
4 p.m. And it's in conjunction with our friends at Visit Lauderdale Food and Wine Festival. Go online to vlfoodwine.com because if you click on the banner there, you could get your tickets there. And you could also find out some of the other events. It's not just the 1-week event festival in January. They're having events throughout the year, including the
there's like
Pearl
3 or
Jam
4 things
by
they're
the Sea Oyster Fest. And this
great.
Sunday, they're having a drag brunch at the Funky Buddha Brewery.
In our governor's honor.
Yeah, Governor, I think, is the honorary host of the drag brunch. Just don't bring the kids. And then, of course, we've got they just announced this week the lineup for the full festival in January. Again, that is the Visit Lauderdale Food and Wine Festival via foodwine.com. Get your tickets for the Pearl Jam by the Sea Oyster event, August 10th. We look forward to that. And look who just
donning
showed
us
up.
with his presence.
We don't have to take a break now, right? We
We
going
have one
right
more
to
break.
Joe.
You can break whenever you want.
All right. Well, we're going to kick Defo out. He'll go gamble, try to scope out some winners
Try and
on
find
the
your way
next.
to make 10 grand.
Yeah, and I'll do that later today. But meanwhile, he's back with his
Looks
jacket.
great. It looks nice.
Natalie
Back to the jacket.
attired after being on the moving crew last week. How's that pool table working out?
It looks fantastic.
Yep.
And my corporate big wigs are in LA for the week, so I don't think they've shot a stick yet, ball.
I didn't
But
mean
we're
to
good
do
to
all
go.
that.
There'll be a nice surprise and delight when they come back next week.
That's good. Always like to surprise the bosses in a
Oh, yeah,
good
of
way.
course.
Hopefully make them happy. How are you, Joe? How's the
I'm
week
great.
going and what's
I
going
am
on? We got a
great.
big weekend ahead. Right?
Yes, we are actually upstairs right now pre-batching the cocktails for tomorrow.
Nice.
That's one of my favorite
Um,
verbs, by the way, pre-batch.
That's a
Yeah.
great
No, that's great. Actually, it's funny. One of the things, my favorite verbs this week has been when you take something and you make it work with this and piece this and piece that together. I like to use the word Frankenstein as a verb.
Okay.
we're gonna Frankenstein and
There used
make
to
it
be a
work.
very un-PC phrase for that, but
Yeah,
now known
yeah.
as jury rigging.
Yes.
But
there you go.
but
So-
yeah,
How
the
is that
Frankenstein.
on PC?
No, that was
no,
not
the other
term.
one. We'll not go there.
It was
Um,
So anyway.
about our people. It was something.
So the pre-batch is going on upstairs. So I'll just go through a few of the cocktails that we're gonna be preparing for our Taste of the Track event tomorrow. Tacos and tequila. Expecting about 350
Oh
people.
wow!
it's almost sold out.
Is
or-
it sold out?
But
I was
we have
gonna-
about 300 tickets sold.
Excellent.
So
Okay.
we
So
usually,
people can still buy tickets?
yes, we usually cap it about 350.
Right.
Anything before that gets a little, anything above that gets a little crowded. I like
Yeah.
to make sure there's not too many lines and there's seats for
Did
everyone.
your specially made barrel arrive yet?
Not
From-
yet. I emailed the gentleman from Bacardi from Patron, and he's like, any day now, Joe. I'm sorry. I said, okay. I said,
All
but
right.
I would
It
love
is
to have
what it
had it
is.
next to the Patron table for tomorrow, but
But you'll still have plenty of Patron and other premium
Absolutely.
tequilas.
So-
on hand.
some of the name brands we have Código, which I believe is George Strait's tequila. We have Cantera Negra. We have Casanoble, Mi Campo, Casamigos, Santo, which is Guy Fieri's and Sammy Hagar's tequila. Tres Agaves. We have Patron, Espolón, Don Julio, Flecha Azul, which is Mark Wahlberg's tequila, believe it or not. We have another tequila called Corazon Tequila, which is aged in Blanton's barrels. So we
Oh,
made,
nice.
so we
Sounds
made
good.
a tequila old fashioned out of that.
Oh, that's great.
So, some great margaritas tomorrow. Will be some like strawberry basil, watermelon basil. We'll do a
Oh, the
tequila.
margaritas are
And
fantastic.
yeah, we'll do a
this
tequila
event
mule.
Margaritas are amazing.
is always so extremely popular because what I
Yeah.
found from being a food critic and running the Let's Eat South Florida Facebook group is that people go crazy for tacos. They just
Yes.
love tacos.
Yes.
And you
Yep.
throw in a little tequila on the side. And
yeah, I think
it's-
this is the one Ken and I went to, and it
Yeah.
was so well done. We got there and we're like, oh, there's no chairs. Joe's like, no, we're already doing it. We're like, doing what? What are you talking about? They like find an area that I didn't even know existed, set up like
Yeah.
10 more tables. Everyone had chairs and tables, and people were literally
and that's
enjoying
the
the
standard now.
tacos. It was amazing.
That's the standard now. The tables are there now on a regular basis every time we activate this event. So,
nice.
taco stations, just to go over them real quick, is the first one will be chicken tinga tacos.
Oh, those are nice.
And then we'll have some green chili chicken tamales and some jalapeno poppers on that station. Table 2 will be the barbacoa tacos, and then we'll have some tostada de mariscos cups and whitefish ceviche, obviously, and then some beef empanadas on that table, also to kind of
wow.
nosh. Table number 3 will be the vegan jackfruit carnitas,
okay.
so
For
the little
your
vegan,
vegan
yep.
friendly.
vegan
yes.
friendly tahine watermelon sticks. Will be on that table. And then table 4 will be the al pastor tacos, which are going to be
On the
carved
spit.
on the
Oh.
spit,
Not
carved-
vegan friendly. Warning.
not vegan
But it's
friendly.
beautiful.
Yeah,
And,
vegan tequila.
and we'll have little mini elotes on that station, as well as the molete, which is an open faced sandwich with refried beans and white cheese. I love that my chefs are really kind of doing more research on this. And last but not least will be the buffet table, which will be the walking taco or the Frito pie.
Right. Frito
Yeah,
As
pie.
people
that
say.
sounds so
So
fun.
that'll have Fritos and Doritos there. The bags are already out. It's funny how
Yep.
we've kind of stationed everything, and that'll be there. And of course, you add your chili and your white cheese sauce and queso fresco and your pico de gallo, whatever you want to add to it.
Going to be
And,
a grand old time. Starts at noon for the VIPs, 1 o'clock for the
Correct.
general admission. Are there VIP seats left, or is that all gone?
What happened is we went to a number. We opened up yesterday about 10 more. They
Okay.
might be gone. I have to double check. They
Okay.
might be gone at this
Go
point.
online, gulfstreampark.com/events, and you'll find the link to click on and see what you can purchase. The tickets are going fast. It's extremely popular. It's going to be a fun
VIP
time.
definitely worth it for
Yes.
this one because you get the,
Get
the
there
little
early.
preview
Yeah.
hour with
Yeah.
You do, and then you get some higher marks. I
Yeah.
always try to add some more higher marks, like the Don Julio will have the Rosado, and the Alma Mil, the Casa
And then when
Noble
you
will
take
have
it
the
away after, is
Marques
that
and
how
stuff.
that works?
Well,
Okay.
I'll leave it
No,
out
no,
there.
I'm not judging.
I'll leave it
Until
out.
it's gone.
I-
Limited
I'm just-
supplies.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Limited
you have
supply,
first dibs. Okay.
You have first dibs, and when it's gone, it'll be gone.
Makes
So
sense.
It's going to be a
can't
great
guarantee
event.
it'll be there.
And speaking of great events, thank you so much for last week. We had our
Oh, that was so
Yeah.
fun.
seasonal brunch bash.
That
You
was
guys
great.
took great care
Yes.
of us as usual. We had a bunch of contest winners in and also some other friends of the show, paying guests. It was beautiful. Pat Utter came out, and me and him, we're a dangerous
they were
combo.
killing it.
We have good luck when we're around each other with
Oh,
the
yeah?
races. We were cashing tickets left and right. He was smart. He left while he was ahead. I was dumb. I
Yeah.
stayed and
Nice.
kept enjoying the buffet.
I like that he came with his son, so maybe we'll get a second
Yes.
generation.
Oh,
new
no, he was
generation.
in. He
Yeah,
was
Matthew
in.
Butters.
he's a good kid. And by the way, I love, there was some new additions on the buffet stand for the weekend brunch, the Sunday brunch. And again, it's available to anybody, any weekend, $55 plus tax and tip. It's a great deal. All day buffet. You get the live racing here at Gulfstream, the simulcasting. But on the dessert bar, or besides the ice cream station that you had in place where it was National Ice Cream Day last Sunday. So that was like perfect. But that's like every week now also.
Yes. So here's the funny thing, how things like this happen. We received a shipment of ice cream, and it came double the order, and my warehouse accepted it.
Okay.
And so now
It's
we
like,
had double the par. Double the par. So Chef Jason was like, we need to get rid of the ice cream.
Push the ice cream.
So we put the ice cream bar out there, and it was
I was going to say,
it
I'm
was
not gonna
such
lie,
a hit.
It brings back
I
childhood
love that.
memories. Everybody loves
If
to
you
make
take that
their
away,
own Sunday.
that would be annoying. I'm not gonna lie.
No, it was such a hit that we were going to keep it now. And the best part is my pastry chef, he looks at me, he's like a gentle giant. His name is Alex, and he's a great
The
guy.
pastries are amazing.
And he just looks at me and goes, I'm bored. It's slow. It's summer. Do you have anything for me to do? And I'm like, you look at things and see what you could do. So here I look at the Sunday bar this past Sunday, and I look out there, and then I called him out, and I said, did you make the waffle cones and the waffle cups in house? He goes, yes, I did.
Yes.
Oh,
They
wow,
were good.
really?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
And
Yeah,
I usually
so it was
avoid
great.
waffle cones because I just like, when it starts melting, just having
Yeah.
a dish. But next time, now I know that
I
they're
didn't know it
house
was house
made.
made.
Yeah.
I'm going
They're
to
house-made.
go in
Even
on
this
that.
past week, we had Eggs Benedict on the
Yes.
buffet.
I saw
Yes.
that.
And that's always dicey. It's always chancy.
Yeah, when it's on the
Yeah.
chafing dish, you got to
breaks,
make
all
sure
stuff.
people come and get it while it's
Correct.
still hot and fresh. But it moved. A lot of
But-
people took it.
Well, I was going to
But-
say,
Lubie went to town on the
But again,
breakfast
next
food.
level, my pastry chef made the English
Yeah,
muffins
which I've
in
never
house. We
heard
didn't
of.
even
Yeah.
buy.
right.
I looked at him
They
and I
were
said,
BOGO at
yeah,
Publix. You could
yeah.
have saved yourself.
I
But
know.
this is
I
this
know.
is the quality touch
Yeah,
that
forget
they
about-
want to put on.
forget about Thomas's English muffins. I got Alex's.
Alex.
well, I was going to say,
That's
look, the
great.
food's always great. We enjoy it.
Yeah.
But I don't want to say stepped up. I don't know. I'm trying to think of the right word, but you could see sort of the different touches I feel like that Chef Jason has
Yes.
brought.
Yes.
Like there was a few more cheeses for the omelets, and some people like me who don't love sharp
I
cheddar in an
was-
omelet.
yeah.
I loved that. You had the egg Benedict, the breakfast bar, and it's always solid, was really to like another level of
Yes.
Yeah, he's doing a
it was
great
fantastic.
job.
It's great.
One
It's
more
been
thing
really
I want to
great.
mention, it was also like on the bread and pastry thing. You had a chocolate babka.
Yes,
Yes.
Was that
that
a,
was
a-
ridiculous.
a-
Wasn't that ridiculous?
You made that in. He made that
yeah,
in.
we made that in house. We make
That
all our
was
pastries in
ridiculous.
house.
That was
Everything.
fantastic.
Everything was in house. We had the chocolate arugula, the chocolate babka. We
See, the
made
reason
it
I
all
didn't know
in-house.
was babka
Yes.
because, and I'm Jewish, so I can say this. Babka tends to be at times
Dry.
dry as hell.
Yes.
That's why a lot of people don't like rugelach because
Yeah.
rugelach isn't always dry.
Right.
But when
Grandpa's
your
rugelach
grandmother
is
makes
beautiful.
it,
Yeah.
a lot of the time, I love my grandma, it can be dry.
This
Yes.
was moist
The
and
babka-
chocolatey. It tasted like he melted equal parts of chocolate.
I had no
and
idea what
butter.
babka because
And
it was so
so
freaking
good.
ridiculous.
He is so spot on. I wish I can bring him on maybe one
Yeah,
one
yeah.
Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
if he
he-
brings a babka, he
Yeah,
can.
right. But he's such a gentle giant. He's so quiet. You have to lean in to listen to him
That's
talk.
okay.
I'll
But
jack
he's
him up, that's it.
passionate and he loves what he's doing for the pastries. And Chef Jason's kind of infusing some more life to it. Like it's no longer just, oh, we have a stir fry station, we have a pasta
Yep,
station.
yep.
Hey, we have a mac and cheese station. Hey, we have a grilled cheese station.
Yeah.
No,
You
he's
know,
doing things. You know,
So
you
it's-
could tell.
it's been
And even
fun.
on the a la carte
Wait,
menu
where was
here
the
on a
grilled cheese station? I missed
I don't know if we
that was
had it
that was the
Saturday.
Saturday.
Okay.
That
We
was the
didn't have it
Saturday.
Saturday.
They mix it up.
Yeah, I
Saturday
we
and
mixed it up
Sunday.
on
Next
Saturday.
season, one on the Saturday.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sunday is more of the
House
traditional
the
Sunday
traditional
brunch,
brunch. Yeah.
omelet station. But even some of the little touches here during the a la carte menu on a Friday. I ordered the shrimp cocktail, and now I see it's coming with this like garlic aioli
Yeah,
that
nice
is
touch, yep.
light
Yes.
and whipped. And I
Yeah.
love dunking shrimp into
Yeah.
the garlic aioli.
So,
It's a nice change
like,
of pace from the cocktails.
The next phase is coming. We just recently added a new senior vice president to the company for hospitality, and
Okay.
he has a culinary background. His name is John Sully. He's executive chef at Gotham Steak, a lot of
Oh,
Ritz
wow.
Carlton experience and stuff like that. Tremendous, true culinarian,
Mhm.
and now has front of house experience. So he's overseeing both areas. And he challenged Chef Jason to do our chicken wings in house.
Mhm.
So starting next week, we're going to be brining our own chicken wings,
Oh,
dusting them with nice spice, and then
I was going to give you a
baking
little.
them in a flash fry.
I'll give you a note because we had a
make
great
sure you order those.
Yeah,
Wait,
the-
what?
kind of a jerk chicken
sounds
wings that
freaking
they're
amazing.
selling now at Even Keel Fish
Yeah.
Shack. I think down in Florida, a little bit of jerk seasoning on
Mhm.
it, not overbearing, not too spicy.
It-
That
it
gives
has-
it that
yeah, it
beautiful
has a little bit
South
of
Florida
seasoning.
touch. Yeah.
Try the chicken wings next week. We'll go live next
they're
week.
here, we'll definitely-
And also, hopefully by next week, we're switching our burgers to Pat LaFreda.
Oh,
We're able to get,
good
a
stuff.
great deal.
High
We're able to get
quality
a great
meats.
deal. Yeah, we're gonna go. From a cost perspective, we're gonna go out from an 8 ounce to a 7 ounce, which
Right.
I don't think You
No,
know, quite honestly,
Can hardly
you won't
notice
notice
the
it.
You'll
difference.
taste the
It'll be a
difference.
great.
I would rather
burger.
sacrifice 1 ounce
You're not gonna
for
know
the
the difference.
Pat
La
LaFrida
Frida.
quality.
Mhm.
My
Yeah. So.
cardiologist will be dismayed given my latest heart scores. But anyway,
Yeah.
we got another event coming up like right around
Mid-August,
the corner.
right?
Besides tacos and tequila tomorrow, you got the something in mid-August?
Cuban
Yes,
with
so
Havana
in
Nights.
honor with National Rum Day, which I believe is August 15th, on the 17th, we're going to be doing a Taste of Havana.
Nice.
We're going to be partnering up mostly with all Bacardi products and all the variety of rums. They're also the parent company for Grey Goose or Patron, so we'll throw out a vodka and a tequila drink too, so it's not all just rum. But Chef Jason actually just looked at the menu on Thursday, so of course there's going to be like a Cuban smash burger, a version of a
Oh,
Frida.
really?
There's going to be, of course, we're going to do the whole pig. We may not do it Cajachina style, but we will have
Okay.
the full pigs out there as well, and all the garnish, and you'll feel like you're down at Sergio's when you'll see it. And I mean, it's just the menu that they've created is going to be great. I'll hopefully be able to share that next week when
That
it's
one I will be
finalized.
able
I'm
to
super
attend that
stoked
one.
for
I
that
don't
one.
have a
And 1 week
conflict, and I'm
before the
looking
start
forward
of
to
college
it.
football. So
Yes,
perfect
not involving
timing.
college football.
And I will tell everyone that's on the air that's going to come tomorrow for tacos and tequila. We're doing something a little bit different, just because it's a little bit of a short turnaround. I'm a little nervous, to be honest with you. I mean, I always like to think that Taste of the Track, once you flip the switch and say we're having an event, that people just buy tickets. But
Yeah.
this is a 3-week turnaround instead of the normal 4 to 5. So what we did on this time is there will be table tents on the table.
Craig Manavrini is in the
Mini
house.
Man.
We're going to do a little
So-
overtime with
Yeah.
Minnie.
Yeah.
So
man.
tomorrow, if you're here at the event, there will be a table tent in the middle of your table with a barcode. You scan the barcode, you could buy your ticket for Taste of Havana at 10% off.
Excellent.
Oh, nice.
All right. Well, that is a good note to have.
Yes.
Pro tip to save a little bit of money, and you could then invest it more here on the great live racing that they have Friday, Saturday, Sunday. 10 Palms open every day that there is live racing Friday, Saturday, Sunday from now until Thanksgiving Day, when the new championship meet begins. So, Joe, a pleasure as always. Good luck
Right.
with everything tomorrow. Thank you again for everything today and last week, and everything you do with us with the Lunchbox. We are
Pleasure.
very, very
It was
proud
fun. Thank you.
to have such good, loyal sponsors and to support all the great stuff you're doing out here at Gulfstream. It is appreciated. All right, let's take our final word. And then we're going to come back with a special surprise guest on the Lunchbox. Go a little overtime. Sorry if you're watching the Olympics opening ceremony. I know it must be riveting watching 206 nations paddle up the
March
Seine
in.
River. It would be more fun if they didn't give them any paddles or motors and they just had to like use their own arms to go
Oh,
up.
God.
But I don't even know what it looks like. Sarni, text me. Let me know what it looks
He's
like.
been
And
saying stuff in the chat. I'm just
Okay.
leaving it alone.
that's all good.
I love
Joe,
him, but
thanks so much. Have a great week.
you're the
Thank
best,
you
Joe.
very
Thanks.
much.
And we'll talk to you next week.
Look
All
forward
right,
to
we'll
it.
be back with more to wrap up this edition of the Lunchbox after these words. From a scratch kitchen, delicious drinks and house-made spirits from a craft bar, a great vibe inside and out with a spacious patio. I'm talking about Batch New Southern Kitchen and Tap, Fort Lauderdale, in the heart of the city at 525 North Federal Highway. It's open 7 days for lunch, dinner, and weekend brunch with classics like fried chicken and waffles and shrimp and grits, and creative items like pecan-crusted salmon and a fried green tomato BLT. And the drinks? Smooth sipping and so good. There's convenient free parking and a garage next door, happy hour at the bar, an entire patio, 4 to 7 Monday to Friday, and live music every Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. It's pet and people friendly and with cozy fire pits for when the temperature dips. For reservations and more information, go to batchsouthernkitchen.com. If you like seafood in a comfortable setting, outdoors, even keel fish shack at the corner of A1A and Commercial Boulevard in Lauderdale by the Sea, and also now with a new location on Las Olas Boulevard. Those are my spots. Upscale food in a down-home setting. The chef owners, Dave and Brad, do a terrific job with all the seafood classics that you want. They have the best grilled oysters in town, bang bang shrimp, lobster rolls, and deli fish specials. They also have weekend brunch Saturday and Sunday. They have deli happy hour 4 to 7, and they also have other weekly specials like mussels on Monday and oysters on Tuesday. Go to Even Keel Fish Shack and tell them that the Lunchbox sent you. One of the best restaurants in Broward, J&C Oyster in downtown Hollywood. At 2035 Harrison Street, this place is fantastic and worth a drive. It's It's got creative, cutting-edge seafood and more with an Asian twist and gorgeous cocktails. Chefs Raheem Seeley and Monica Dominguez cut their teeth at some of Miami's best restaurants. Don't miss some of these fantastic dishes, including grilled oysters, fried chicken, and the Thai red curry crab. Open Wednesday through Sunday for dinner with daily happy hour and outdoor seating. Go to jncoyster.com for reservations and information. Tell them Mike Mayo's Lunchbox sent you.
We're back on the Lunchbox, and lo and behold, I'm lonely, but who shows up? We got a special guest, Craig Manravini.
Mini man.
Terrific lunch.
Yeah,
Wow.
if we knew you were coming, we would have ordered a little
See,
more.
But this is a man
and
after our
saved a
heart.
little.
Sits down, and what's the first thing he does? He's
starts
grabbing the
eating.
food.
We have.
Exactly.
He's
Mini
right.
man knows. He's a broadcasting veteran.
Shrimp there?
He's a broadcasting legend. No, that's yours.
No.
Look at that.
No,
He's
no,
such
no,
a
no.
sports
He's
journalist.
going
He
to
sees
other
a
people's
shrimp,
tables.
and it's like a
Other people's
reflex.
plates.
It's just a Pavlov dog.
You
hear the
normally
bell,
don't get this
you
kind of
go for
food
the
in
shrimp.
you don't
Press
get
box,
this in the press
exactly.
Go
box
for the shrimp.
without spending
I don't have any.
$14.95.
This is
A cocktail sauce? We have
no
cocktail sauce, please.
There
Thank you.
was, they took the plate. I got a little garlic aioli if you want
All
to
right.
go in there. But,
I don't know. That looks. Did you nibble on this?
No, that's
No,
all
I
not
touched
That's
nibbles.
a big shrimp.
Left
Okay.
Defo knows sometimes I tend to kind of like take bites and put it back. This one is pure, unadulterated shrimp. Go
All right.
for it.
that legal?
Sorry, there's no. You can
All right.
dunk it in a.
Maybe I'll
Look
wait
at
till
this,
out.
it's nice.
You'll wait.
the
Okay,
air
that's
here.
it. I
No,
love.
go for it. You're on the lunch box.
Gosh, when did you come to this market, Craig? And of course,
Mike,
you know him from.
It's been a while.
Okay.
Although with this group, I feel young.
Well, it was a while ago because I was still a sports writer when you came here.
No, you know when I came? 1989,
yeah, and
West
that was
Palm
the year I
Beach.
came here.
West Palm Beach.
I came to
Yep.
the Sun Sentinel as a young Cub sports reporter, June '89. So it's 35 years that I've been in South Florida.
August for me.
Okay, so we're practically.
And
the
then
same time.
Miami for me in 95.
Excellent. And I did. I got out of the sports game in 2002.
Wow.
And then did news, and then I went to the buffet on the Titanic, which was, the sinking ships that are the newspaper
Yeah.
business. But I spent my last 7 years? Yeah, 2000, maybe 5 years just
As
eating.
a columnist.
And now, well,
and the food.
I was
the
the
food,
news columnist for a while, and then in 2016, I went full-time
food
pig
critic.
out, glutton.
Yes.
And here we are. Defo, what an honor to be joined by...
One of the greats. I mean, one of my favorites of all time. I've known him forever, seems like, since he first came here.
Yeah.
Doing a great job. I mean, even making the Marlins interesting, which is incredible.
Well, he did
And,
Hasn't been
Marlins
easy.
and Panthers
I
games.
love
He
that.
was kind of the
Making the
Yeah.
violence.
anchor for the pregame shows, and then in the stand, like the kind
Yeah.
of the reporter.
Yeah, I don't do as much of the reporting
Okay,
anymore, but I'm still hosting
Now-
quite a bit.
tell us what's going on with Bally. I mean, what is going on? How do people now are going to watch
You know,
Marlins
Yeah.
and Panthers games? Because it
Oh,
seems like
yeah, you
this
did the
whole
Panthers too?
revolution going.
well, I'll tell you, I just read something today. Apparently, Comcast and Bally's are this close to a deal.
Okay,
So that's
are you
good
still getting
news.
paid? That's the key question.
So far.
Okay,
But as you probably know, Scripps has come in,
Yeah.
and they will be doing the Panther games going forward.
okay.
And I think they're going to air on a local station. I'm not Channel
Yeah,
33,
39 or 30
39.
Yeah, are you going to be involved in that?
I
or-
don't
How does that
know.
affect you?
They're talking to everybody. We'll see. We'll see how it shakes.
Okay, don't let Defo edge you out of that. Job.
Hey, look,
I mean, he's
if it would be an honor to have Defo. do it.
um,
But no, that's the latest.
talk about what it was like watching this Stanley Cup championship season.
Didn't get to work it, unfortunately, but I did go to
Well,
the
you were
games as a
scalping
fan.
tickets full time at the end.
No, I was just trying to get my money back on some of the. I had kids that, yeah, I'm coming. Okay, and then, hey, you coming? No, I'm not coming. So, but no, I did. I actually, it was great. We all
So
had
you
a
got
chance.
to
It's been
sit
a long time.
in the stands
Yeah.
as a fan for
Yes.
that finale
Yep.
for Game
For
7.
Game 7.
What
yeah.
was that like?
It was I you know what? I don't know how you guys are. To me, the 86 Mets.
Right.
The Rangers run to the Cup in
94 and-
79.
well.
When I was a fan,
Okay.
when I wasn't working professionally, it was the world. When I became got in the
professional.
business, it was there's a little distance. It's not the same.
Right. You can't stand up and
Is
cheer in the press
it
box.
for you, Defo? I mean, your fandom as a kid versus when you get older. However, there are people our age who it's just as exciting as it was when they were 12.
Yeah. No, it wasn't the same way for me.
It's not the
necessarily.
same.
Yeah.
That doesn't. But having
But-
said all that, I did cry.
Oh, really?
Oh, wow.
I didn't know how I would get.
Why? Because you
Why
saw the price on the tickets?
No, because
You realize you worked for the team and they still screwed
he
you?
bet on the
Unbelievable.
Oilers. That's
Yeah,
why.
yeah.
I was emotional because I started thinking about the team when they were 93
Now,
coming
you
here.
said you were there in Quebec
Yeah.
City.
I was.
Do you know me and Dave Joseph, who's right on the
You were
sidelines?
there?
We were covering it for the Sun Sentinel,
Yeah.
the expansion draft in Quebec City,
We were there.
June of '89.
Yes.
And were you in that hotel room? So, like, they
I
had
would have
kind
said it was 93, Mike,
of,
for the hockey.
for the it was
92,
the
93.
June.
It
Okay,
had to be.
the first season was
93.
93, 94. So it was June of '93.
Yes, that's exactly
Quebec
right.
City,
Yep.
end of June. It was
Yep.
like one of the Canadian national holidays.
Right.
It was a great time because they drafted Beezer and all that. But I don't know, me and Dave Joseph, after the draft was over, at that night, we got invited up to a hotel room where it was Bill Torrey and Bobby Clark and Roger Nielsen, and
Yeah.
everybody was just shooting the breeze, and they wheeled in like 4 cases of Molson, and we
Yes.
just were drinking beer all night with those guys, and they were just
Yeah.
telling old hockey stories, and I was like, this is a little bit more friendly than the Dolphins and the Don Shula.
Hockey's the best that way, yeah.
It was good, but yeah. So you went way back all the way to the birth,
And with Rich Tucker. You remember Rich, the late great photographer, the chunky guy? You would if you saw him, Defo. you'd
Yeah, if
remember
I saw him, I would know.
He's a long-time
Yeah.
sports photographer.
I thought
Unfortunately,
I saw,
lost a few
is
years ago.
Tui still on the camera crew there with the Marlins?
Well, it's funny you mention that.
I thought I saw him on the tube yesterday.
We did a bit on him
Oh,
the
good,
other
yeah.
day because Emmanuel Rivera came over to make a catch like this.
I saw this.
10 feet away, Tuitu leaves his camera. John's a long-time, 30-year cameraman. Like this, turtles out of the way, and we tortured him the next day, including interviews with other
What a great
photographers
guy, man.
who called him a
Good guy.
ducker. You got to get the. We even showed his shot, which went like this. I said it could have been. I apologize on
shot.
behalf of Bally. Give me a nice close-up, and that's Tuitu.
So
Yes,
man.
he's still around.
all right, so the going from the high of the Panthers, and now you're kind of covering the Marlins, and I know that you're on the company payroll and all that stuff, but given a choice of like having to go through a Marlins season or maybe eat a whole vat of stinky blue cheese, which is more?
You know, Mike,
preferable?
the New York Mets had some lousy seasons in the 70s, and it didn't stop me from calling the games with Ralph Kiner and Lindsey Nelson. You still have to
Whoa.
approach the game. It's Major League Baseball. There's not a cloud in the sky, and the weatherman says it should be a beautiful day for baseball.
Well, thanks, Bob Murphy. It is a beautiful day for baseball. Anytime.
I do. Seriously, I approach it like that. I think you have to. If I came on the air like you, this is the worst. Who wants to watch
Nobody
that?
wants to watch
It's a
that.
baseball game. It's been a rough year coming off a playoff year, no question.
Right.
But you still got to approach it. You find a good story like we did with the other day with the cameraman. Have a little fun with it, and hopefully it'll turn. That's the only – when you're on this side, it's the only way you can approach it. Otherwise, don't go to work.
And for those of us who grew up in an era where baseball was the national pastime,
that's where we
and
grew
I
up.
just love, the pace and the now they've actually sped up the game. But, when you got pennant races going and teams vying for position, even if the home team isn't in it, there's all enough intrigue, especially when you got the New York teams coming to town. And Marlins, I think they just live to screw up the Mets. They've
been playing. They're 5-5 against the Mets this year, and actually played better of late. So hopefully, hopefully things will turn for them. I thought they were going in the right direction coming off last year.
So
But,
let's talk food. I mean, do you go on the road now with the Marlins?
not much.
Not
No,
much.
I'm in the
Okay.
studio tonight.
Okay, because I know when we used to travel. Were you one of those guys that would
Used to
just
travel.
eat anything at the ballpark, or did you go seek out good food in the various
pretty
cities?
much eat anything. Most of the time at baseball, you're working nights anyway. If you have one night off in a 7-day or 10-day trip, it's a lot. So you're usually eating at the ballpark unless you have an afternoon game. And obviously then, if you're in Chicago, you find a nice steakhouse or Gibson's or wherever.
Gibson's
but
is
I'm not
always-
an aficionado like yourself and Mr. Defo, Mr. Lubie.
Yeah, we are. We've
With
carved
food.
this into a
It's not me.
full-time life.
I've
and,
never seen Defo so quiet. Are you okay?
No, I'm good. I'm good. Mike's conducting the
He gets
show.
into a
and,
reverie.
Does he have some losers today? Is that the
He's-
problem?
No, I've been good. I'm doing all
It's
right.
good.
I'm hanging in.
It's early, and there's always hope of the get out.
Yes.
So I know you come. You said you live now here close.
I moved
the
to
track?
Allendale Beach.
So you
Nice.
come by here? Do you like
I'm
the
not
horses?
honestly, as Defo knows, I do enjoy a casino game here or there, but I'm not as big of a horseman.
Okay.
My friend Doug, who I went to Syracuse with, is a big horseman, We came out for lunch today with Dave Joseph, but I like it's exciting. I
Yeah.
love to come out here, but not a lot.
Yeah,
I
well,
would
it's
say.
great to
The
see you.
track.
I'm glad that you were able to drop by and give a cameo appearance,
We
and
appreciate it.
I'll have to get your number and come on
Absolutely.
by and be a special
Anytime.
guest
Be
any
great.
Friday that you want.
Okay.
That the
that'd be
Marlins are
great.
in town and you don't have
If
any.
you get cocktail sauce, I'll be back.
okay.
We'll have cocktail sauce
Next time, I will get you a full, fresh shrimp cocktail and all the cocktail sauce with the horseradish that you
That
could
sounds good.
imagine. All right. Before we go away for the weekend, I just want to put in the good word about our friends at Casa D'Angelo. I had a chance to see Angelo Ilia yesterday. A lot going on in his world, but we'll be talking about that more with him on future editions. We are going to be visiting with Chef Ricky at the Boca Raton Casa D'Angelo next Thursday. And, of course, Casa D'Angelo, the finest in Italian cuisine, superb wines, is a place for a special occasion or just a nice, beautiful date night this weekend. I might be going in there with Val to the Fort Lauderdale location. They also have locations in Aventura besides Boca Raton. We love Casa D'Angelo. Go check it out. All right, that's going to do it for this week. Enjoy the weekend, everybody. If you come out here to the Tacos and Tequila, make sure to put in a good word and say that you saw it on the lunchbox. Joe Beja will take great care of you. And until next week, we'll see you on Monday. Good luck with the contest.
Yes.
Get those entries in. Happy Peruvian Independence
There you
Day.
go.
Happy Olympics to everybody. Happy
Dick Clark.
Marlins.
Go fish.
And enjoy every sandwich.
What's next is the question.